Okay, this is going to be an analysis on the recent drama about a YouTuber called SneakySushi. Now, if you guys don't know who SneakySushi is, okay, let me just give you a bit of a breakdown, okay? Now, SneakySushi is a Singapore-based YouTuber who rose to prominence through commentary-style content focused on local culture, influencer drama, and critiques of the Singaporean YouTube scene. Unlike traditional creators, he built his identity by positioning himself as an outsider, gaining early traction with videos like How Not to Be a Singaporean YouTuber, where he openly criticized the man himself, Chan Hao Tan.
I'm not a fan of Jian Hao. I don't get his content, I don't watch his content, I never have, and I probably never will. But basically, I share the same sentiments as the tweet. I don't like that local YouTube content is stale and reusing the same template that they have been using for almost a decade.
This anti-mainstream approach helped him stand out in a landscape dominated by scripted skits and types of people content, allowing him to attract a niche audience that values raw opinions and authenticity over polished production, compared to creators like Jen Hao Tan, who thrives on structured mass appeal storytelling, or Wow Banana and the infamous NOC, which rely heavily on team-based skits and brand-friendly formats. SneakySushi, however, his strength relies on his adaptability and relevance, leveraging commentary and controversy to stay aligned with trends in algorithm-driven content. This gives him a more flexible and sustainable model in today's digital environment, where audiences increasingly gravitate towards opinion-based and reactive content rather than traditional scripted entertainment. In one of his videos that was released 2 years ago, SneakySushi covers the case of a 19-year-old tutor who was accused of plagiarizing content, breaking down how she allegedly copied material and thought she could get away with it unnoticed. See the similarities here, guys? What made this situation worse wasn't just the copying itself, but how it was done, lifting content from multiple sources, slightly altering the words, and even presenting deeply personal experiences as if they were her own. As more evidence surfaced, it becomes clear that the plagiarism extended beyond a single essay, allegedly appearing in interviews, tuition materials, and even paid content, raising serious questions about authenticity and trust. Her response only added fuel to the fire, with attempts to edit and remove parts of the content before eventually issuing an apology that many felt lacked sincerity. And perhaps the most striking part of this story is the contradiction at its core. A tutor, someone meant to teach students how to write and think independently, caught doing the very things students are constantly warned never to do. But what makes this especially interesting is the irony that surfaced later, guys, when SneakySushi himself became part of the plagiarism controversy, accused of producing content that closely mirrored a smaller creator's work. It is very shameful, honestly, very shameful. It raises a deeper question, not just him, but about the platform as a whole. In a system driven by speed, trends, and virality, is it really that surprising that even those who call out plagiarism might eventually fall into the same cycle?
I guess there is a difference between being inspired and just straight out copying, right? You can be inspired by someone's work. I'm not plagiarizing, okay?
It begins with a small creator called Tony's Film Club, who spent weeks researching a niche horror topic, diving into obscure sources and carefully structuring a story meant to be both engaging and informative.
I remember I spent about 3 weeks. I had to read part of a book for it, and I even went on Japanese search engines to try to track down some articles about it.
Then one day, he stumbles across a video from a much larger creator, SneakySushi. Same topic, same flow, even with the same narrative beats, and at first it felt like validation. After all, what are the odds that two creators would independently arrive at the same structure, from discussing underground VHS trading to ending on the same moral question about horror and violence?
World of VHS tape trading.
We need to briefly talk about the history of underground VHS trading.
I kept asking myself, what is it exactly that draws us into this kind of extreme horror?
So why do we watch these kind of films? What compels us to seek out works like Guinea Pig 2?
I mean, what are the odds that we both felt it was necessary in order to fully understand this story to first talk about the underground VHS tape trading from the 1980s?
But as the similarities pile up, validation turns into suspicion. Another creator, who goes by the name of August Duck, later analyzes both videos side by side and calls it what he believes is one of the most blatant cases of plagiarism on the platform.
It's not the fact that they say the same things happen in the introduction of the movie, because obviously that's going to happen. It's that they do it in essentially the exact same manner, down to the way it's paced and down to the words and phrases that are used. The thing is, if this guy has done this once, if he is this comfortable making a video that is so blatantly copied from somebody else, he's done it before and he's probably done it since.
I'm not plagiarizing, okay?
And at the center of all of this is SneakySushi, who is a Singaporean YouTuber who rose to prominence by critiquing others, and now in a controversy that reflects the very issues he once spoke against. And here's the irony, guys. Singapore's YouTube scene is relatively small, tightly connected, almost impossible to hide in. But SneakySushi isn't just a local creator anymore. He has crossed into an international audience, and with that comes with a level of scrutiny that no creator can escape. Because in today's algorithm-driven ecosystem, where content spreads globally in seconds, it doesn't matter how small your country is. If your work reaches the world, so will your mistakes. And maybe that's the bigger story here. Not just about one creator, but about a platform slowly turning into a loop of recycled ideas, where the line between inspiration and imitation becomes harder to see and easier to cross. And I also want to add this as well. It's actually about plagiarism in Singapore, and it's not just frowned upon, but it's one of the biggest academic offences in polytechnics and universities. And I'm pretty sure you know this. Something students are constantly warned about, penalised for, and taught to avoid at all costs. And yet, here we are, watching the same principle play out on a global stage. Holy shit! And I'm not surprised if SneakySushi is being brought up in polys and unis about how he plagiarized content. Come on, man. At this point, why is everybody trying to be like everybody else? Just be authentic, bro. Just come up with original ideas.
You create something new and unique on the other end. It can't just be straight out copying. I'm not plagiarizing, okay?
Fuck no, baby!
This one YouTuber that I would usually watch when it comes to like Asia, horror content, all that. This YouTuber called Dark Asia with Megan. I'm basically that guy that likes to go to sleep while listening to something. So Dark Asia with Megan is definitely one of my favorite content creators when it comes to horror in Asia. But there are a few content creators that I like to watch that are not in Singapore or not in Asia. We have Nexpo, Rainbot, but Rainbot I don't really. It's been a while since she posted a video, but I've always liked Rainbot's content. And as a matter of fact, she was the first ever YouTuber that actually introduced me to horror content in YouTube. Before I explored and got introduced to other YouTubers like Nexpo, Nick Crowley, you know, all these YouTubers these are very good YouTubers who discuss a lot about morbid topics. Who else? Oh yeah, forgot. Tav. This guy as well, yeah. And that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my basically my breakdown analysis of this whole situation with SneakySushi and the Tony's Film Club. At the end of the video, I did actually recommended you guys some YouTubers that I personally will watch after this whole drama, because I used to be a SneakySushi viewer myself, so I do understand the disappointment that he has caused, and I'm pretty sure you guys are feeling the same way as I do, where our disappointment is immeasurable and our days are ruined. I just hope that these YouTubers that I recommended for you guys would fit in your criteria for horror content. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm making another video soon, so stay tuned and see ya.